All right, guys, this is episode number 2. First episode was really designed to kind of get some synergy, see if we can even do this together without wanting to kill each other, any of that stuff, and it went great. So episode 2 of Watch This. I am Rob. Please help me welcome Blake.
Yo.
There he is. There he is. What's up, Blake?
I was hiding back there for a second.
All right, so real quick, I don't want to do this every time, but I do want to do it maybe for the first couple times. Watch This is a brand new, hopefully 20-minute podcast. We're in, we're out. We're talking about one topic only. And I want to do something that's fun, that's alive, and something really cool for people. So please watch this. Watch, watch, like, is it called like on YouTube?
Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the thumbs up.
Like, subscribe,
share.
And share. There you go, guys. Do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's go. All right. I'm going to propose one question to you, Blake.
Okay.
How do you, I have we might even be on different pages on this.
Okay.
But I'm very strong opinions about this topic.
Okay.
Do you think that watch brands should invest so much into celebrity endorsements? Wait. Before we do that, let's do a wrist check. What's on your wrist today?
Panerai. Bam.
Panerai is a beautiful watch. Beautiful watch. Why'd you pick that one?
This was actually like one of my first grails.
Nice.
Like I just loved Panerai. I just loved how chunky it is, how it wears. I love the crown guard. I hate the fact that it's high polish. We talked about this on the last episode. But to me, it's just the epitome of what I feel like a luxury tool watch should be. But yeah, it's just big, it's bold, it's got wrist presence, it's fun, and this to me was one of the first watches that I actually saved up for and was like, cool. I spent years saving up for this watch, and this was the first real like that I'm like, hey, this is the first grail that I'm gonna buy, and I just wanted the simplest, most basic Panerai you could ever buy, and this is it.
I love it. I'm a big fan of Panerai. I think they are like the OG adventure watch.
I think so.
There's a Panerai that I know of right now in a friend of mine's shop, and it's their titanium. I love it.
So good.
I know. I love it.
If I had a do-over, I would do this in titanium. And I don't know if they make it with the 8-day power reserve because it's a manual winding watch. So I got to like wind her up. But this in titanium with an 8-day, if it exists, would be
perfect.
Like the grail, like the grail on top of the grail for me.
I love it. Now, I chose something in the total different direction, and I chose it for this because you have a lot of nice watches. But along with nice watches often comes a nice price tag. So I wanted to represent something for most people under $500. This is the Veyer D4 dive watch. It's a 200-meter dive watch, screw down crown, case back. So it's really solid stainless steel construction. And what is cool about it is there's a solar movement in it. And the reason why I like a solar movement in something like this is because this is an everyday kind of beater watch. Take it surfing, take it fishing, take it when you're just out and about and you don't really want to worry about what's on your wrist. This watch is an everyday watch for the everyday people. And I like it. This one is in blue and it's pretty rad.
Yeah, it is rad. That feels like a Rob watch.
Does it?
Yeah, especially on a NATO.
Yeah. So
this fabric or woven strap or whatever we're legally allowed to say.
I don't know. I've kind of stuck with NATO. I know there's some controversy about that, but
I guess we're not big enough to get sued yet.
Yeah. Oh, so you can't say NATO. So technically,
well, NATO's patented, from my understanding. Like it's like a patented name. So that's the reason why you see people call them like fabric, like woven fabric straps or like woven textile straps or
pass through whatever.
Yeah, pass throughs, double pass through. Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. What value does a company really have to shut down people from saying the term NATO?
I don't know. You think it'd be free advertising?
These, first of all, a NATO strap. This isn't even like a technically like a traditional NATO. This is a
As a hook
single
and
pass kind of
as a
thing.
hook and loop, I think is what they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah. But NATO in and of itself, they all look the same. They're all made the
Yeah.
same. They're all
Yeah.
everything. So guess what, guys? It's just not that great of a product to be sticking to. Oh, I'm cease and desisting you from using the term NATO. Really? Because we're all dealing with $4 straps here. I don't understand
You
the big gain from it.
you think it'd be like endearment, like in term of endearment. Like let's just say you,
Yeah,
you go to like a restaurant. You say, "Hey, I want a Coke," and then they have like a Pepsi or
right.
whatever, right? Or
Yeah,
or you can just say Coke, and people just know you just want like a cola.
yeah. You're right. You're totally right. I think the
You know?
cola example is perfect.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
perfect.
it seems like that would be an endearing term, but I mean, I guess if they're worried about people trying to make money off their brand name or whatever.
Weird,
Yeah.
weird. I think if you worry more about pleasing the people with your customer service and the quality of your product and less about somebody stealing your name, you will probably not have to worry about people stealing your name.
Yeah. I I agree.
What's
100%.
the um, what's the deal with? So this is kind of an industry thing.
Mhm.
Um, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff lately in the watch industry. I kind of think what I was gonna say is what's your take on this? Um, I kind of think brands are freaking out because we're now entering into a bigger ecosystem of what watches used to be, maybe even the biggest up to date so far in the watch world. And sales aren't through the roof, and
No,
people are tired of getting screwed with overpriced watches.
for sure.
And now people are and brands are just kind of like they're trying to like hold on so tight that they're forgetting like the principles of what creates a good brand. And the industry right now, in my opinion, is I'm not going to say at its worst, but I am going to say is behaving pretty poorly.
I agree. I feel like it's the death of any company when they charge the same for less innovation. If that's
Right.
the right that they're even the right way to frame it. But look at like all these brand price hikes that have happened. There's been 4, 5, 6 price hikes, up to 6 in 1 year for certain brands, 5 brands. I don't know, whatever. You get it. Like, but if you fast forward or go backwards in time, you're paying $5,000 for a Speedmaster that is now $10,000 or 9,800 or whatever,
Right.
wherever they're at. Like, so you're paying more for the same product, right? And a lot of this is like post-COVID stuff, right? Like, I get it. Like, COVID put a lot of issues on supply chain, I think, and maybe force people to reassess how they get parts or their supply chain, or maybe even post-COVID greed, if you want to call it that,
So
where
that is what I want to call it. I have zero problem with actual margins raising because that's what happens. I
right,
don't even have a problem with taxing those margins to get a little more profit in there. So like if the let's say making a watch cost $100 5 years ago and now costs $150. And when I sold it 5 years ago for 100, I had a 40% markup that was profit. And now when I sell it for $150, that margin's way diminished. So I want to raise my profit margins, keep that built in. And I don't even mind if you get even a little bit more because life is more expensive. So
yeah,
you had 40%. Now you want to bump it to 45%, and okay. If it's a great product, you have a good customer experience and great customer service. Okay. But when you just forget the well-being of the customer and you just screw them because you can charge that
well,
much. I
well,
really have issues with that.
well, there's the underlying issue, right? Like we all know things are getting more expensive. Like, importing something, customs, tariffs, whatever, all that costs more money. Like it costs more money for you to get a product landed.
Right.
Like we all know that, right? But what also irks me is like they almost like be like, "Shh, we're raising prices." You know, like Like why don't you put out a press release saying, hey, and I haven't, maybe they exist, but if they do, I haven't seen them. Hey, here's how we're justifying our price increases, right? Like give me the economics of like, like don't make it sneaky. And like,
So
I go to buy, like, look at Apple. Apple did this. And if you go on Apple's subreddit, they were just getting cooked. People had MacBook Pros in their cart, and then $800, $900 increase overnight, and the price reflected in the cart, and they were getting ready to buy it, or there was orders that were canceled. From what I've read, that because the product costs more. Like, don't be sneaky about it. Just make a statement saying, hey, here's why we're increasing prices. Here's why we feel like it's justified. You decide if you want to buy it.
So I think that is an integrity approach to it. That some brands have done. I have seen press releases like that from brands, but buying is an emotional experience. So if you could create a frenzy in the water, you can charge more and not have to have this integrity-based reason for it. You can charge more just to charge more. As far as when the Apple thing goes, I think where they went wrong is they weren't 100% clear on why they're doing this. They just kind of snuck it in, like you said. But the truth is they've been eating it, especially on the memory stuff, for a while now. And I think that all that is catching up to them. And they now have to build that into the price. And where other companies have gradually raised their pricing, Apple's have kept theirs the same. But part of it is because supply chain, they've bought so much in advance that they had that in their pocket. But especially when it comes to the memory stuff, it's just more expensive.
It is, yeah. And you nailed it. Like, I feel like we live with these products every day. Like I open my MacBook and I can 100% rely on it being there for me if I need to do a project or assignment or whatever. Like, I rely on this thing to work, right? And I think some brands, if we're going to relate this to watch brands, they've been so ingrained in culture and DNA or whatever that they're just like, okay, well, people are going to pay it either way. It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
middle finger to the little guy, right? But
you can do that. You can put your middle finger up here.
Yeah, but
let me see.
You get it.
Let me see the middle.
Yeah. but I feel like you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your customers. We understand. Like it's all it takes. Hey, Rob, yep. I'm not going to be able to make our 10 o'clock appointment. Here's why.
No problem.
That's all that needs to happen.
Right? Yep.
A small press release, 5 minutes of your time to post out a press release.
Yep.
And people will understand, and they won't feel like they've been shafted.
Yeah, I think that I think they rely watch brands. That's who we're talking about now. They rely on the frenzy of the trend right now, and that's why they're just jacking prices like crazy, and people are paying them like crazy. And at the end of the day, in a few years from now, when what they thought was a nice solid piece is worth half, that's a big bummer. A big bummer.
When this happens, I feel like it leaves more opportunity for the back end. And when I say back end, I say the resellers, the flippers, the gray market, whatever, right?
Yep.
The gray market dealers. Like, usually there's a huge delta between retail and secondary.
Right.
And like, just to give you some context, and again, it doesn't really matter which brand, but there's an $11,800 watch that I wear and I love and I'm obsessed with it. And the secondary market that I paid for was $6,100, right? So that gap was so large that I'm like, what's the point in buying this even new?
Yeah.
And people do it to build a relationship with their dealer, or maybe it's just like, hey, I want that experience. I want to be sit down. I want to be, like, pour me my champagne and sit down with me and like let me, roll out the red carpet or that treatment, right? But that's not worth $5,000 to me.
Yeah, true. Totally.
For somebody to like woo me for an hour, right? So as these brands are doing this, they've criticized the secondary market for so long. This is just going to backfire. right? And it's
Yep.
just going to push more people to Joma Shop or to, or to Watch Max or even a local secondary market dealer. Like it's just going to build more. It's just going to build that sector, that secondary market even further, I think, and so it's just going to
I agree.
backfire.
I agree. I agree. All right. I want to actually get to this question
Laser
because
down.
this is the question I proposed in the beginning of this podcast.
Yep.
And again, I'm gonna ask you the question. I'm gonna get your take first, and then I'm gonna give you my take. Okay. The question is, do you think watch brands specifically should invest so much money into celebrity endorsements? Why or why not?
Oh, this is such a hard question. This is such a hard question, and there's a difficult, complicated answer. It's clearly, when it's done right, it has shown to be effective, right? But I think we're getting further and further away from this being like a, a value. I don't know if value play is the right word or a marketing strategy. Like, because I've talked to brands and they're like, hey, let's just get 10 influencers and, 10 creators, 10 personalities, 10 celebrities. And let's just run a launch like that, Um, this is a hard question. And I'm
All right,
so
let me give you my
conflicted.
take, and why you can now think of what you're saying and also respond to what I'm saying on it.
I'll argue with you after.
This is my take. My take is, so I'm going to use Longines as an example because I really like the brand. They have this line of adventure watch that that I really love. I love the look. It's almost vintage looking design, but it's a really ruggedized, cool watch. And at some point, they jacked all their prices up, and they went from obtainable and affordable for most people to not. Along with that came a marketing campaign with a lot of celebrities wearing their watches. And when I seen that, like that first commercial, I thought, you're taking these watches out of the hands of your customers because you decide to pay a Jennifer Lawrence to wear it on their wrist.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap what Jennifer Lawrence is wearing on their wrist. I don't care what Brad Pitt wears. I don't even care what celebrity athletes wear. I don't care. Most people don't care. There's this niche lane that I think they put themselves into this prestige vibe by going that route. And at some point, somebody made it cool, or it was relevant at what time, and sometime in our history. And it's old school thinking.
Yeah.
If you were to take your average customer and say, hey, would you rather pay $1,000 less for this watch, or would you rather see Jennifer Lawrence wearing it in your ad? So you could tell all your friends, I got the same watch Jennifer Lawrence has. What are people going to say to that?
I would hope that they would choose a cheaper watch.
And Jennifer Lawrence is just a face. And you could replace that with a person that looks all the same that you like in Jennifer Lawrence with that person. And it's not going to make a dang difference when it comes to sales.
I think a lot of these newer brands, and you reference Longines as a great example, they're trying to replicate what like Tag Heuer did with Steve McQueen, or like
different day.
or even Brad Pitt more recently did with the Citizen Bullhead, or they're trying to replicate that. But the bottom line, in my opinion, is there's probably, out of all these celebrities, whoever figures, well-known household names, maybe 1 or 2% of them are what I would classify as like a trendsetter, right? Somebody doing something before is cool, right? I think there's provenance to like being like, hey, this is the watch that frickin' Brad Pitt, was wearing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or like, I think that's cool and all, but is somebody willing to pay extra for it? I would hope not.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's all stupid. I think who gives a crap what these guys are wearing on their wrists. I don't think it matters when it comes to properly branding your. Now, I am in a different class of watch collecting. I am in that dive tool workhorse type class. Those are the watches I like, and I couldn't care less what some MFer from the latest Hollywood film has on their wrist at some red carpet event, dressed in clothes that they don't belong in, they don't own. Given it doesn't matter to me, and especially in my lane. I would much rather see the savings go to the people, and the margins would stay the same for the brands, and they could build a culture and a community around the watch collectors and not some superficial let me put it this way. If I gave a G-Shock 5600 to my neighbor, I said, this is a great surf watch. He's starting to surf. I go, I got a great surf watch for you. I went in my house. I had the Surf Rider edition and everything. I gave it to my neighbor. And I said, if any guy that loves watches don't know what this watch is, he's probably a used car salesman or somebody in finance at your local dealership. And that's why you see a Rolex on his wrist.
Yeah.
Right? Because that watch costs you 75, maybe $90. But what they did as far as in the community of watch collecting around that old school G-Shock 5600 is huge for the culture of watch collecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think Brad Pitt cares? I'm not going to say Brad Pitt because he might be one of the weird guys that actually, you know what I mean? Do you think Jennifer Lawrence cares about a 5600 G-Shock?
Of course not.
No. Stupid. There's a guy from last thing. I'm already 2 minutes over because you got me all fired up. There's a guy. He played in the Wonder Years that I've seen at some watch events. He's an actor. He's the main guy from the Wonder Years. I don't know his name.
The Wonder Years.
Yeah, that awesome show, The Wonder Years.
Let me look it
with
up.
Winnie. And, it's a great show. It's this great Americana, good-hearted show. It's almost like a modernized Leave It to Beaver style show.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage. Please use that guy. That guy gets my street cred when it comes to celebrity endorsements for a watch company or a brand.
He's pretty big in the watch industry. Like he's really known for...
and he loves it. And he loves it. So he's the real deal. Pay that guy.
Yeah, his enthusiasm definitely can propel a watch brand. But I think you're getting the same emails that I'm getting, which are very cringy from some of these PR companies that are like, oh, this person is wearing the Longines Dolce Vita on the red carpet at the Emmys. And it's like, who gives a shit? I have said that.
When Longines launched, oh, man, I really want to stick to 25 minutes, man. But I got to say this. When Longines just launched their latest dive watch, I got a bunch of ad pictures with a guy and a horse in the ocean. Uh-huh. Did you see those?
No.
Okay, so their marketing stuff, they use this guy, and it's in the ocean, and he has this horse with him. And only thing I could think of is that Superman? Is that the guy that played Superman? I don't know for sure, but I think it's the guy that played Superman. And then I thought, this is exactly what I'm talking about. First of all, Superman doesn't even wear a watch. But why in the world would you pay that guy the money to do an ad campaign if that's the Superman guy? I don't even know. When he's barely recognizable by most people outside of a Superman outfit.
Yeah.
Pass the savings on to your customers, people. Let's break the cycle of corporate greed and reinvest into the community, because generations coming up, they're all about connection and relationships and real deal stuff and authenticity and all that. They're not about this corporate Fortune 500 thing. You know,
never gonna happen.
I know, it's brutal.
We're dreamers. You can tell we're dreamers.
A dreamer for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's end this with a hot take or a couple hot takes. My hot take, your hot take. If you could wear your watch, well, this is more like a this or that, whatever I'm going to call it.
Okay.
If you could only wear one type of material on your watch, steel, bracelet, or fabric or leather or rubber forever, and you could never change it, and all your watches would have to have this.
And it wouldn't break down. Like,
Wow.
leather ages, material age, but
We're
stainless
talking
steel will.
we're talking fantasy here. We're talking
Okay,
fantasy,
okay.
right? This is a
So
fantasy.
it never
right?
breaks down. It always stays
Never.
nice.
It always stays intact. What would it be?
Believe it or not, it's an easy one for me. Silicone.
Okay.
I mostly wear dive tool watches. And silicone is by far, I'm not allergic to it because some people get rash and stuff from silicone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's by far the most comfortable material I've ever had on a watch.
Yeah. I love that. I think I would also do the same, but I lean into like steel or like a bracelet. But because I think just the steel and bracelet just plays a little bit well, like if you're dressing up or dressing down or whatever. But after owning and never wearing anything other than a steel bracelet for like a couple weeks, I would probably be really, really, really sad and disappointed that I didn't choose rubber or silicone or something like that, because I'd say 9 out of 10 times, if I just want to wear something comfortable, and it's going to be rubber or silicone or some type of similar material, So
Love it. That's it. We're wrapping it up here, my friend. Thank you. Episode 2. Watch this. Remember, like,
subscribe,
share,
and come back for next week's episode.